previous day. Right? He was very tired, but yet gave up a few hours of his sleep just to seek the Father. He was very tired, and perhaps he didn't even have enough sleep. But he woke up first thing in the morning while he was still tired and sought the Father. Now people would ask, why does Jesus have to seek the Father when he's God? Although Jesus is one with God in his being, as a man, he always longed for his Father's presence. As a man, he longed for the presence of God, as we see in his passage. Jesus sought him, making the effort. See, that's the key phrase, making the effort to spend time, or quality time, I should say, with the Father before the regularities of his day comes in. Right? In other words, he set aside a precious, special time with God outside of his daily activities. He didn't just include God as part of his activity, but he made a special time outside of his activities. Right? You know, what does this tell us? That God was all that mattered to him. To Christ, all that mattered to him was the Father. That's it. That Jesus' relationship with the Father was important and very precious to him. He nurtured his relationship with the Father with prayer. He was a very prayerful man. So Jesus setting aside his quality time with God shows his intimate relationship with the Father. Not just relationship, but intimate relationship with the Father. See, the fact of the matter is that intimacy is the foundation of every loving, healthy relationship. And it's true. You always long for that closeness and attachment from the person you love and the person you want to be with. Right? It is always the case with the earthly relationship, like a husband and wife whose relationship is intact. You always want to spend time with your wife, not just giving her leftover time or squeeze her in with your time during the day if you have some extra time for her. No, you go out of your way and make sure you schedule that special time with your wife. Well, same thing with boyfriend and girlfriend. Mostly you're new. First thing you do in the morning is you grab your phone and call your partner and greet that person good morning and how are you doing, have you eaten yet, and kind of chat with that person for a little while. Right? They always make sure that there's quality time is what I'm saying. That they will go out of their busy schedule and make sure that they spend that special time with the person they care for. Now here's the thing. If this is the case with our earthly relationship, right? How much more with the relationship with our Heavenly Father? How much more? See, if we can set aside a special time for special people like our spouses, our kids, our friends, special friends, right? Shouldn't we also do the same with God and even more? Look at Psalm 42, verses 1 and 2. Psalm 42, verses 1 and 2. This is a beautiful passage. Psalm 42, verses 1 and 2. This is a song of the sons of Korah. He said, as the deer pants for the streams of water, so my soul longs for you, O God. See how he thirsted for God. As the deer pants for the streams of water. And in verse 2, he said, my soul thirsts for God, for the living God. When can I go and meet with God? We make appointments with people. When can I go and meet with you? When can I go and have dinner with you? When can I go and hang out with you? But here he said, when can I go and meet with God? You see that devotion? You see that excitement to be in the presence of God? See, this was the case with Jesus when it comes to his relationship with his Father. See, people often say that Christianity is a relationship, and it's true. But the seriousness and depth of our relationship with God is always measured by how important Jesus Christ is to us. That's how it's measured. How do we long for God? Is it similar to that of the psalmist? Is it the same as how the Lord longed for the Father in verse 35? Is it the same as that? Do we put him first? Or do we get in our busy schedule right away as soon as we wake up in the morning? It's easy to do that, right? Now the Lord, despite his busyness in the ministry, Jesus never neglected his intimacy with his Father. Which reminds us, by the way, that if being swamped in the ministry is not an excuse not to seek God, right? What more if we're just busy with our own earthly responsibility? If being busy in the ministry is not an excuse not to seek God, what more? People say, hey, I'm busy with work. I don't have time for God. Do you think that's excusable? No. No. See, we saw how important ministry was to Jesus and how busy he was with it, right? But he never put the works of God above his quality time with God. Never. He never did that. He never did that. You see it here in the passage so clearly. You know, there are many ministers or workers in the kingdom of God who would skip their prayer life or even not put emphasis on spending time with God, but they would be busy in the ministry. Well, this shows that ministry is more important to them than God. See, being committed to the ministry does not mean being devoted to God. See, often people think that, hey, I'm busy with the ministry, therefore I'm committed to God. No. Look at the church in Ephesus. They were committed to the works of God. In fact, they were even addressing false teachers and kicking them out of the church. They never neglected the works of God. They were busy. But what did the Lord say? I have one thing against you. You lost your first love. See, if you lost your first love, there's no way you're going to seek God the way Jesus did. Because if God is number one in your life, you would seek him the way Jesus Christ did. So the question is, do we have this kind of devotion Jesus had? We can learn from him, right? Do we have this kind of quality time with God? How much do we spend time with God? How much? Do we constantly seek him and walk with him like the Lord, even in the midst of his busy ministerial work? He would pull away from the crowd and seek the Father. Spend time with him throughout the day. So this is the kind of devotion we ought to have. You know what, church? If we give God less of our time, or just give him whatever time we have, then it's obvious that he's not the priority. It's very clear. Again, I'm going to go back to a husband and wife analogy. If you don't give your wife quality time, then that means to say she's not the person that matters to you the most. Right? Also, if we give God leftover time or second best devotion, then our prayer is just an obligation. It's true. If you only squeeze him in at the end of the day, right before you go to bed, let me pray. I would pray, yeah. And after saying a few words, you knocked out. So it shows that our prayer life is just an obligation. You just want to pray for the sake of praying. See, because if God is the most important person in our lives, if he's priority, he's the love of our lives, if we really have this healthy, solid relationship with God, then we will be Christ-like in our prayer, according to verse 35. According to verse 35. Now, this was the case with David. He said, Lord, how I long for your presence. There is one day in your courts, Lord, than 1,000 days elsewhere. Right? He was busy too. He was a king. He was busy like you and I. And this was the case with Daniel the prophet. If you read the book of Daniel, he prayed at least 3 times a day. Not for the sake of being religious or doing it ritually, but because he had his heart for God. He just wanted to be in God's presence. He just wanted to seek him like the Lord. Right? And also another person whom we can learn from in the New Testament is Mary, the sister of Martha. Turn with me to Luke chapter 10. Luke chapter 10, verses 38 to 42. Luke 10, verses 38 to 42. And some of us are familiar with this story. As Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary who sat at the Lord's feet, listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. Sounds familiar? Right? She came to him and asked him, Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do the work by myself? Tell her to help me. What was the Lord's reply in verse 41? Martha, Martha, the Lord answered, you are worried and upset about many things. But only one thing is needed. And you could tie this verse to seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will